Hey, this is Pragya Shaha, and I am back with another book review. So, this is going to be a very important book review for the oil companies because I'm going to review Shelley or Selley. So, this is elements of um, just a bit. This is Elements of Petrology by Richard C. Selley. This is the book, and I'll quickly go through the contents. Now, this is the book that comes with the, like, this is the book with Kane's stamp. I don't know what is Kane's stamp doing in this book, but you have to be reading this entire book before any oil company interview. Okay, that is the most hyped up concept you have to know. So, introduction, historical review of petroleum exploration, petroleum from Noah to OPEC, evolution of petroleum exploration, concepts and techniques, the context of petroleum geology, relationship of petroleum geology to science, chemistry and petroleum geology, physics and petroleum geology, biology and petroleum geology, relationship of petroleum geology to petroleum exploration and production, the physical and chemical properties of petroleum, natural gases, hydrocarbon gases, non-hydrocarbon gases, gas hydrates, composition and occurrence, identification and economic significance, crude oil, chemistry, classification, methods of exploration, well drilling and completion, cable tool drilling, rotary drilling, various types of drilling units, various types of production units, formation evaluation, electric logs, quantitative calculation of hydrocarbon saturation, radioactivity logs, the sonic or acoustic log, porosity logs in combination. You have to see, like, you have to be reading all the well logs because well logging is what the oil people do. So, porosity logs in combination, nuclear magnetic resonance logging, dielectric logging, logging or measurement while drilling, deep meter log, and borehole imaging, uses of logs in petrophysical analysis. Summary, okay, and application of logs in facies analysis, geophysical methods of exploration, magnetic surveying, gravity surveying, magnetic and gravity surveys. Summary, seismic surveying, interpretation of seismic data, borehole geophysics and 4D seismic, the vertical seismic profile, 4D seismic, subsurface geology, geological cross section, subsurface geological maps, remote sensing, visual remote sensing, radar, multispectral scanning. Conclusions, the subsurface environment, subsurface waters, analysis, genesis, chemistry of subsurface waters, subsurface temperatures, basic principle, local thermal variations, okay, and regional thermal variations, subsurface temperatures, measurement, basic principles, subnormal pressure, subsurface fluid dynamics, pressure temperature relationships, secondary migration of petroleum, fluid dynamics of young and senile basins, and the summary of that, generation and migration of petroleum, origin of petroleum, organic or inorganic, hydrocarbons from the mantle, genesis of petroleum by Fischer-Tropsch synthesis, abiogenic versus biogenic genesis of petroleum, modern organic processes on the earth's surface, productivity and preservation of organic matter, preservation of organic matter in ancient sediments, formation of kerogen, shallow diagenesis of organic matter, chemistry of kerogen, maturation of kerogen, paleothermometers, petroleum migration, expulsion of hydrocarbons as protopetroleum, expulsion of hydrocarbons in aqueous solution. Expulsion of oil in gaseous solution. Primary migration of free oil. Petroleum system, measurement of the distance of petroleum migration. Petroleum system and basin modeling. Hydrocarbon generation and migration. Summary. Reservoir. Porosity, definition and classification. Porosity measurement. Permeability, fundamental principles. Permeability measurement. Interpretation of permeability data. Capillary pressure, relationship between porosity, permeability and texture. Relationship between porosity, permeability and grain shape. Relationship between porosity, permeability, grain shape. Okay, grain size, grain sorting, grain packing, depositional process, grain orientation, all the relationships, porosity, permeability and grain, about all the grains things. Now effects of diagenesis on reservoir quality. Effects of diagenesis on sandstone reservoirs. Effects of diagenesis on carbonate reservoirs. Atypical and fractured reservoirs. Reservoir continuity. Depositional barriers. Diagenetic barriers. Structural barriers. Reservoir characterization. Okay, reserve calculations. Preliminary volumetric reserve calculations. Post discovery reserve calculations. Production methods: water drive, gas cap drive, dissolved gas drive, artificial lift and enhanced recovery, traps and seals. Introduction: nomenclature of a trap, distribution of petroleum within a trap, tar mats, tilted fluid contacts, seals and cap rocks. Classification of traps: structural traps, anticlinal traps, fault and fault related traps, setting, diapidic traps, salt domes, mud diapids, stratigraphic traps unrelated to unconformities, stratigraphic traps related to unconformities, relationship between stratigraphic and traps and sedimentary facies, hydrodynamic traps, combination traps, astroblame traps. In the conclusion, then timing of trap development relative to petroleum migration and reservoir deposition, relative frequency of the different types of traps, sedimentary basins and petroleum systems. Basic concepts and terms. Mechanisms of basin formation. Classification of sedimentary basin. Cratonic basins, intracratonic basins, epicratonic embayments, troughs, geosynclines and plate tectonics, back arc troughs, fore arc troughs, rift drift suite of basins, rifts, failed rift basins, holacogen, strike slip basins, sedimentary basins and petroleum systems, distribution of hydrocarbons in different types of basins, distribution of hydrocarbons within basins, non-conventional petroleum resources, introduction, plastic and solid hydrocarbons, occurrence of plastic and solid hydrocarbons, composition, tar sands, composition of tar sands, geological distribution of tar sands, origin of tar sands, extraction of oil from tar sands, oil shales, finally shales. These are the non-conventional, tar sand, oil shale, these are non-conventional. Shale gas, coal bed methane, CBM. Chemical composition of oil shales, distribution of oil shales, extraction of oil from oil shales, shale gas and coal bed methane, shale gas, coal bed methane. Conclusions: prospects and probabilities. Prospect appraisal, geological aspects, economic aspects, reserves and resources, assessment of basin reserves, assessment of global reserves, and that is it. Hope you like this video. We will see you all in another video. Until then, tada.